You know, I was always scared of being made fun of, so I never like expressed how much I enjoyed nerdy culture, right? But now I'm just like all about it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, it's in.
Yeah, dude. I like some of my friends have been trying to convince me to play Dungeons and Dragons because I've never played it before.
Dude.
And I've heard it's so much fun, so I'm gonna have to try that out.
It just finished up a 2-year campaign.
Yep.
No way.
Cannot recommend it enough,
Yeah.
dude. Because the cool part about Dungeons and Dragons, it's kind of intimidating once you first like get into it because there's a lot of stuff to it and there's dice rolling and building character sheets and all that stuff. But the best part about it is, for one, it's mostly just sitting around a table and cutting up with your homies.
Yeah.
It's like it's fun, but you're on an adventure. And the coolest part about that is you're only limited to your imagination. So as long as your imagination isn't shit, you're gonna have a good time. Like so long as you, because that's the thing, you're limited to 2 things, or I guess 3 things. You're limited to the dice roll that you get, how the DM, the dungeon master, builds the world, and your imagination. Because you can do, I won't bore you with stories, but I have tons of stories of people just doing stuff that you would never think when presented a situation within just sitting around a tabletop, you know. And again, and at the end of the day, it's really like if you like sitting around and chilling with your homies, like drinking a beer, or like, you know, doing whatever, like just sitting around chilling, that's already fun as is. So why not add a quest for gold and fighting dragons and having to go and getting to create your own character and do ridiculous stuff? Man, I have laughed harder during some of those campaigns and sessions than I have it. Yeah, I really now look. Let me tell you something in your defense of it. Whenever I first got introduced to Dungeons and Dragons, is a buddy of mine. Shout out to Giddens because he's our dungeon master, incredible dungeon master. He was posing it to me at first, and I remember him like showing me stuff and like telling me about the rules. And I was like, I do not want to play this. Like, this is some weird. Like, I'm a little nerdy, but that is that seems
that's a whole other level, brother.
Yeah. And then I got into it. And like we had like a little one-off session. And which is basically just like an adventure that's just for one night instead of having it over like, you know, multiple sessions. But anyway, I had so much fun. Like I recommend anybody that you know that's a dungeon master or into Dungeons and Dragons, just tell them to set up a one-shot just so you can have a one-time experience without having to dedicate to, you know, going every single week or something like that. I'm telling you, man, it is after that session that I have with them. I mean, again, we just finished a 2-year campaign, like we just said. That was my 3rd campaign that I've personally been a part of, and so it's like can't recommend that enough. But it's also that's
awesome. Yeah, like I said, I mean, like one of my friends was telling me to check out like was it a Twitch channel that streams their like everything. I can't think of what the channel was called, but apparently like they're one of the biggest Twitch channels at all, like on all of Twitch. Yeah. And that's all they do. They have like a bunch of friends who are literally just playing Dungeons and Dragons, and they're all just like just chopping it up. I mean, it does like, it's funny because I'll talk to my wife and she had some friends in high school who played, and she's like, they were just, you know, they were the kind that didn't shower, and so she's a little bit worried. You know what I mean? She's a little bit worried, but now I'm like, all these friends I have, I'm like, no, these are normal people. Yep. Apparently you don't have to be crazy to play Dungeons and Dragons. Yep. You can be normal and enjoy this game.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Stranger Things like made everybody like, oh, we can play this.
Yeah, no kidding.
See, and that's the funny thing though, is like Stranger Things, like those kids, like in the first season, they epitomized like the nerdy kid, right? That played Dungeons and Dragons. Yep. But as they grew, you're like, oh, okay, they adapted to their life still. They aren't just like that nerdy kid stuck as a nerd.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, I mean, that show. I'm so stoked for the next season, dude. Like, I mean, freaking Hopper in Russia or wherever he's at, dude. What? It's gonna be crazy, dude. Yeah. But yeah, I've got friends like one of my buddies, he bought a 3D printer specifically so he could build a dice tower for.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and so he was the one who first told me, and I was like, wait. Hold on, because he's like, his favorite band is Bayside, and so to me I was like, okay, this guy, he and I are on the same page here, right? And so he and I were talking music, and I was like, dude, this guy's rad. I was super stoked to meet him. I worked with him for a while. And then I see all these little figurines that he had on his desk. He's like, oh, these are my my Dungeons and Dragons characters. And I was like, what? He's like, oh yeah, I just like wanted to create like a physical version of these things. And I was like, hold on. And so he started explaining it to me. And so so he was pretty much in the same boat as you, though. He's like, when I first started playing it, I was a little unsure, but now I play it every single week. I don't miss a day. I was like, what?
It's a blast, man. Yeah, if you would have told me whenever I was 18, I'm 26 now. If you would have told me when I was 18 that I would be playing Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons regularly whenever I was 26, I would have been like, get out of here. But now here I am playing Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons pretty regularly.
See, that was the other one. Was Magic the Gathering was the other one that I just in the library at my high school at lunchtime, there was the group that would go and play Magic the Gathering. And I was like, I had some Magic cards, but I didn't want to let anyone know that I had Magic cards.
Yeah. Closeted Magic player.
Yeah, no joke. Like I said, dude, I mean, like, I've gotten over it now, but I was like a people pleaser. I didn't want to have any reason to be made fun of. Like, I couldn't handle it mentally, right? Like, emotionally, I just was like a little weak that way. And so I would hide it. Like, I would pretend to not enjoy a lot of the things. And like, nice thing is I do enjoy sports, and I did enjoy skateboarding. So those things helped, and I loved music, but there were all the nerdy things that I also really enjoyed that I just never shared.
Oh yeah, Magic will get you made fun of. But I enjoy it. I'm
about to say we make fun of y'all for playing Magic, even though we're adults.
Yeah, I play Magic more than I play D&D. I've been meeting with the same play group every Monday for like 2 or 3 years now. Like that's that one's a blast and a half. But I'm not going to go into all of that right now. But yeah, so, but I get it. I am curious because this is interesting because like with Rush, you were obviously talking lyrically. The way that they went was they embraced it, right? How does playing these things and like participating in these activities that are now much more mainstream than they used to be, but like, you know, much more like still they're very kind of niche, right? Does that have an influence on the way that you write music? Yep. Yeah, there's definitely some tie-in. Not a substantial amount. I wouldn't attribute to it. We have a whole song. That's right. We do have an entire song about Dark Souls. The first 2 songs on Consecutive Normal Songs, Incandescent, which is just an instrumental song, but it's a shout out to Knight Solaire and Dark Souls. And then the entire actual first song, Irreversible, is specifically about the Dark Souls experience. And so there's some of it there for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
A Hero Appears is about
A Hero Appears is about Ping Pong the Animation. It's one of my favorite anime of all time.
There you go.
So yeah, so it's in there. There's definitely some remnants of it in there, no doubt.
Yeah, so y'all are just absolutely pumped for Elden Ring then.
Yeah. Yes.
We cleared our schedules. We're not playing any shows.
Today we made sure to take care of anything we needed to before the 25th, because once that drops, we're done for like the next
That's incredible. You're just like, all right, everything's booked out, you know.
Declining show offers. Yep. You know, we got Elden Ring to play. Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I mean, priorities, man. Like,
of course.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Oh yes.
That is what we have to do.
Oh yes.
There's no option.
Dude, that is incredible. I love that so much.